Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Jobless Weebs. Woo! In 2025.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the very first one. I'm not sure when this is gonna come out, but
Yes. hopefully soon. Yeah.
truth be
Yeah.
told, I don't even have any of the. I ended up. It was gonna be called the Japan arc, but it was long enough for me that I deem appropriate to call it the Japan saga.
Saga. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Welcome back to America.
Arigato.
From your, oh yes. From your stay in Japan. Oh yeah. I think I was most surprised about hearing about the futons. How they're just like very thick.
They're very thick.
very thick
and,
bags.
they're very
Yeah.
comfy.
Well, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not comfy. Like they're very fluffy and stuff, but kind of like I don't know. I'm not.
But you still sleep on the floor.
I'm not used to it. Like I've slept on the floor before. You know, when
Right.
a point in my life when things were rough. So yeah,
Yeah. Definitely
so
experienced it.
definitely it was a different thing. Not like a poverty thing.
Oh,
I was poor
sure.
at the time and like okay, I have to sleep on the floor. So
Okay.
it was just not my thing. So I'm
Yeah.
a regular bed. It's fine for me.
Definitely.
Also makes it hard for me, like for camping and stuff, because I do
Right.
want to take my air mattress.
Yeah, the air mattress.
and
Oh, totally.
put it on
totally.
the sleeping
Yeah,
bag.
air mattress and foam pads. Yeah. Comfy as you can get in a tent.
But other than that,
Mhm.
like Japan was great.
That's awesome.
It was it was a pretty safe place. Granted, I'm a 6'2" big brown Mexican, so if anything, the people around me would have been the ones not feeling safe with me.
Right.
But that was not
Yeah.
the case. Like all the people were super nice.
That's good.
Like in all the
Oh,
places. I did see a lot of foreigners, and I don't know. Like I'm probably gonna cancel with this, but foreigners by themselves, or like in very small groups, they blend in with Japanese people just fine.
Oh,
Foreigners in large groups, they start to make a ruckus,
okay.
and
Mixed waves and stuff.
yeah. And I found that interesting because
Yeah.
like I.
Man, I would love to experience.
But other than that, yeah, like people,
Yeah.
gets on with the agenda of Japanese people of being nice. Like if you drop your cell phone or your wallet, like someone will pick it up and give it to you.
Wow.
Which sometimes that's not the case in some places here in the States.
Yeah. That's incredible.
But other than that, yeah, like food was great. I'm pretty sure I lost some weight because I was
What?
walking a
because you
lot.
were exercising. Yeah.
Yeah, I was walking a lot.
Walking a
I'm
lot.
like the end of my first week, I got blister on my blisters.
What? No way. Oh, dude.
So,
Wow.
but yeah, great experience. Wait to see the videos. Like, I still have no
Yeah,
idea
looking
what
forward to it.
some of those videos will end up looking. But definitely, I'm gonna put like tips for people to like what to do, like some of the signals. That's one of the things that I'm gonna include in my videos. So there are like three signs or three signals, body
Oh.
signals that helped me.
Okay.
One, it's this. This means
Oh.
no.
No. Okay.
This means no. So like if a taxi driver does this, or if a restaurant does this, a hotel
Yeah.
does this, means
It just means no.
not allowed. And it's
I
not
see.
because they're being racist or anything.
Or rude.
Or rude.
anything.
They
Yeah.
just like, sorry, we're not servicing.
I
So,
see. Yeah. Or
this-
like full.
Yeah, or we're full.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is no.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, this means okay. This means okay. This means cash.
Oh, I see. Okay, distinction.
Yeah.
When you point it
Yeah,
out.
when someone makes like this, it's okay. Like
Yeah.
okay, cash only.
Cash only.
Cash only.
Okay.
and-
Interesting.
and-
I had no idea.
Yeah, and if you're at the city,
Mhm.
most places you can pay with credit card or with or even with your train card.
Oh.
Like you can even pay for that. But like if you go out of the city, like I did, like a lot of those places, they don't accept cards unless they're like convenies. You know,
Oh,
all the
sure.
other stores, they're like, nope,
Cash only.
bring the cash.
Interesting. Okay. So that's why you have to carry cash around with you everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. This one we have also seen it in animes.
Oh, yes.
Also means okay.
Yeah.
But it's not used a lot actually. It's more common the okay.
Okay.
And this one, the X with just the fingers means check please.
Check.
Or like I'm ready to pay.
Ready to pay.
Because like here in the States we're like
Right.
If you do that in Japan, they're gonna bring you a pen.
Okay.
And they're gonna be really confused because they're like, why the heck are you asking me for a pen? So yeah, if you're like, hey, they're like,
like that.
Okay. So
interesting.
So yeah, like that's one of the things that saved me a lot of times, like very uncomfortable moments.
Okay. Yeah, it saved you. That's good.
But yeah, other than that, I try to force myself to speak Japanese in you know, some of the phrases and stuff.
Oh yes, some phrases.
You know, it was not that hard because I also had the experience of, you know, English not being my first language.
Yeah.
So
you've learned how.
Yeah, I think like the embarrassment of like, oh, I don't know how to express myself.
It wasn't there.
I'm already past there. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know.
amazing.
I don't know how to, you know, communicate in this language, but still. Also, translators are garbage, and I'm also gonna cover these in the videos. Like translators are garbage.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I've always heard don't really rely on like online translators.
Yeah, I don't rely on translators. If you know a few words, as long as you know like the etiquette, like you know, when asking someone, you're always like, excuse me. And it's sumimasen. And when you say thank you, arigato, or if you just say a word like for picture is shashin, and you just make like hey shashin, they will understand.
Yeah,
like
if
you say if you say like here to an American or in Spanish like hey picture. Oh yeah. They're like oh yeah he wants me to take a picture.
Yeah. And I've also heard Japanese like asking for help and things. You just like say a couple things and then they pick up what you're hinting at or what you're getting at.
Yeah, I think that my hardest,
very fascinating.
My most difficult day with you know the language barrier was on my second day. Well, technically my third day, but you know, second day. That's when I went to Hofu City, pretty local town. Like I'm pretty sure some people that saw me there were pretty surprised of seeing you know a Mexican guy there.
Yeah.
That's when I went to the Pokemon Museum.
Very nice.
But yeah, I ended up going to a restaurant there, super good, pretty local restaurant, like you know one of those restaurants owned by an old man, and the food was delicious, and I ate, you know what, 3 people would eat because language barrier problems for $15.
Wow,
yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, I ate nabe, and it was super good.
That sounds incredible. Wow.
But yeah, yeah, you know, like I want to cover this.
You'll have more videos.
Yeah, you are definitely gonna be featured in one of those videos that we're gonna work on right now. Hopefully, that video will come out first than this podcast.
Okay.
So yeah, if you haven't watched the Japan Saga, go watch the Japan Saga and wait for the new Japan Saga when Brian and me go to Japan.
Nice. Yeah.
But oh boy. Anyways, yeah, like super excited. I'm definitely gonna talk more about the Japan trip, where you can be featured as well. But yeah, what do we have for today?
For today, we have an original anime from 2021, by Mappa, and it's called Remain. And it's another. Well, you might say, oh, it's just another sports anime, but it's water polo. So. Awesome.
Very random.
I know, right? Yeah, it is pretty random. It's a pretty random sport, and yeah, you don't really like think a lot about it when you like think of anime or think of like
definitely like
sports. Water polo.
Sports anime, like you mainly think either
maybe on the margins. Yeah.
Either like baseball.
Yep. Baseball.
Soccer.
maybe even tennis.
or tennis or badminton. Kind of like those are like we have a lot of those.
A lot of those, yeah.
And it is not until recently like volleyball. I think we have like besides haiku we have one or two more.
Okay.
Or like golf that we have like after birdie. Like I think two or three animes. Like Tombo was also a golf. And there's one Sore Utility, I think it's called, from this season. It's also a golf one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But water polo, like, it's an original one. Yeah. I do feel kind of like there was some wasted potential because they just did season 1.
Right, yes. They did season 1. There were definitely things that were left open at the end there.
It had a really slow build-up.
It was a slow build-up, yeah.
And also, I don't know, like... And I thought that I had dropped it.
Oh, okay.
I thought that I had dropped it, but when I watched it, I was like, oh, I remember watching this. And then, like, the final episode came, and I was like, oh, I remember watching this. And I was like, wait, are you serious? Like, is this all?
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah. You realize when you finish it that you did finish it. Interesting, yeah. And we'll definitely talk about the reason of that, because I definitely felt some of that, like, oh, it's completed already. But yeah, let's see here. Also, it is licensed on Crunchyroll, so it can be easily picked up on Crunchyroll. So there's that. And yeah, so this one is definitely an interesting one where we start out the show and the main character Minato, and he has amnesia. He was just in an accident where his mom had an accident, like driving the car, and we don't get many details there, but it caused Minato to lose his memories from the past 3 years, from his junior years.
No, I think it's just 1 year, right?
1 year? I thought for sure it was until 6th grade.
No, he still had his memories of his 3rd year of high school. So all the stuff before. Yeah, all the stuff before becoming, because turns out that he was one of the best middle school players in Japan. He did win the nationals, and then at some point there was an accident, and everyone in their family involved in the accident, they were okay. Okay.
Right. The little sister, she has a little trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he ended up in a coma, and when he woke up, he had lost his memories. I mean, there's some amnesia involved of like 1 to. Yeah, let's say 3 years. This is the stuff that I was talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. That's it. That's the premise.
That's it.
That he wakes up and he's still pretty much like he's like 14, 15 years old. He's a high school age boy, but he still acts like a middle schooler.
That's right.
And he wakes up and he sees his sister and his parents, and they look slightly older, and he's just like, oh, what just happened? I was like, oh, we had an accident, let him catch up, and he's like, oh, well, bummer. He's not pinning the blame on anyone.
Right.
He's like, oh, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, just something that happened.
And for the time that he's in the hospital, that he's catching up and working on rehab and stuff, he receives the visit of like three guys and an adult, and they're like, hey, how are you? Like, why did you woke up? And he's like, who are you guys? Yeah, that moment of like, what? But after all we went through, did you forget about us?
It's heart-wrenching. Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, well, sorry. And they're like, well, it's fine, and move on. He goes home,
Yeah.
and after a lot of shenanigans happen, he realizes that he's supposed to start high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like he missed 1 year, he should be a second year,
Mm-hmm.
but he missed a year. He's gonna start high school. He has to catch up with. Yeah, I think you're right. 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years of materials. That's yeah.
Which
Now
would
that now that you mention
Oh,
it, yeah,
man.
you might be right.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Mm-hmm.
But
So yeah, but he gets through it. He and it's hard for him because he just doesn't remember like any of that stuff. And turns out he played water polo and he was really good at it, but he doesn't remember any of that. And it's kind of interesting, this part where his family is also like involved with, oh, is he gonna like continue water polo, or is he gonna just like quit? And ultimately he decides to play, but he also meets a girl just like off chance, and she's like, hey, like, do you not remember our promise? And he's like, well, I don't remember that at all.
and it's like a hot girl, and
and
you're like liking it. It's like
right. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna fulfill my promise, and she kisses him, and it's like, what?
In the cheek.
On the cheek.
Yeah.
And then and the thing is, she's like, oh, like the other one is that was it that he has to date her if he
So
gets,
yeah, like the first promise was if he became like the best player on middle school, she would kiss him, and then she was like, well, you did another bet that if you became the best player in high school, then we would date. And he was like, gotta do water polo again.
yes, and he decides, let's do it.
So
oh man.
So yeah, he just decides to start doing water polo again. He tells his family, it's not shown a lot, but the mom feels pretty guilty for the fact that her son lost like 3 years worth of memory. And his body, he was pretty ripped and everything. Not anymore. But she's like, well, yeah, sure. Like we're gonna support you, like for whatever you want to do. If you want to do water polo, yeah. And it is during this time that a student in the high school that he was able to go starts nagging him to start playing water polo. I think he starts even nagging him even before he meets this girl. And I think it's because of him that he meets the girl, because he was running away from this guy.
From the guy. That's right.
Because he was hiding, then he saw this girl, and the girl was like, so you actually lose your memories. Oh, well, too bad. But he decides to join the water polo team, because the cliche story of like, we used to have a water polo team, but it got
we have a few members. We're gonna disband if we don't have another member.
Right.
Yeah,
and the guy is a second year, I believe, right?
I think so. Joe.
Yeah, Joe. He's like, my dad used to be a water polo member of this school, so I'm gonna revive the club that my dad had, and there are still a few members short. And for the most part, it seems that all of the players are washouts, in a way.
Yeah, right. Because they always they had something else beforehand. Yeah.
Which it's totally fine for the world building in anime in this type of story.
Yeah.
That's alright. It's within the acceptable parameters.
Acceptable parameters. Right.
Because Joe is like, you know what? We have Minato. He is like the OP from middle school. He won and he was the captain, and like a bunch of people just gather, and he's like, hey, I actually lost my memories of the last 3 years, so
So
I
don't
have no
expect
idea. Like I
anything.
have no idea what
Yeah.
water polo is, and
And
everyone's
a
like,
ton
"Oh,
of people
okay."
leave.
Yeah, a ton of people
It's
leave
like,
except for
okay.
two,
Uh-huh.
which is
Was it
Yutaka Babayaro,
Babayaro? Yep.
like an African American dude, or like a half,
Mhm.
him,
Mhm.
and Yoshiharu, which is a pretty reserved kid. And then also we have
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
redhead
that's right.
guy. What was his name? Takekazu.
Yep.
And
Big duty. And he used
Eitaro, who was chasing him. And apparently they need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, right?
Yeah.
And they only have 6.
Uh-huh.
So they find another guy that they could potentially recruit.
Yeah.
His name is Shugo.
Yep.
Shugo. He's a swimmer.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, he swims pretty fast.
Yeah.
So let's
try it again.
Recruit him. And he's like, oh, okay. Are you sure he's gonna join? He's like, yeah. Then why is he on another club, like the track and mate club, and he's just like jumping around clubs to see which one is the best for him. And again, this is like a Sasuke type character that has a thing with his brother of of being rivals.
Yep, trying to catch up, but he's the younger brother, so the older brother never acknowledges him. But yeah, that's his motivation, and they try to convince him to join, but he's not really sold on the idea, because his brother, he does water polo.
Yeah, they discover like and he used to be the classmate of Minato. He was the the vice captain. And even like people still like judge him based on past Minato's achievements. But he's the new captain now. And when he sees that his brother has a beef with past Minato, and Minato is like, hey, I'm just doing water polo because it seemed fun, like he has his ulterior motives. And so when Shugo sees that, he's like, oh no, I'll play. Like, are we playing against them? And like, maybe. Okay, yeah, I'll play. And I think that was around episode 3 or 4.
3 or 4,
right?
Somewhere around there.
So yeah, it is around episode 3 or 4 that we have our full team, and they start bonding over power of friendship, building a team.
Oh, and also they did the race against Shugo, with like the
to try to recruit him.
Trying to recruit him. Yeah, that was interesting. We see a little bit of like team building there, but yeah, we get more bonding in episode 5. But yeah, they're not quite there yet. With like having a really good team, because some of them are a little bit. Some of them have a few weaknesses.
A lot of weaknesses.
I
mean, they even lose against an elementary school.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
So embarrassing. Oh gosh, I can't believe that they did that. Yeah.
They were like, yeah, I mean, it's elementary school, because what are they gonna do? They're like, oh,
yeah,
okay. A humility lesson from.
Yep. And if you are sneaky about it, you can get away with fouls and being physical underneath the water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, like
I thought that was
the anime also covers like like all the other sports animes.
Yeah.
Some of the first things that they mention are the rules. Like you cannot, or like the whole team cannot have the ball for more than 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Right?
30 seconds. Yeah.
So it's not even like in basketball where like you cannot.
We could just dribble and there's a shot clock. Yeah.
So again, pretty similar. Like you can do stuff underwater, but not above the water.
or else you'll be called out for that. Yeah.
And yeah, some of the uh, I guess punishments. I forgot the word, but like if you do a foul, like you won't get removed from the match, but you will be sent away to wait on an area for some time, then you can join. But since this seems to be like a really high pace sport, like every second counts.
Mm-hmm.
So after they get beaten up by the kids pretty bad, they're like, oh, what should we do? And he remembers, or actually no, he goes to see his old coach from junior high, that it's now the coach of the high school kids of his friend. Like they're the top school. And his coach tells him like, well, you were never, you never had natural talent for it. You just worked really hard. And he's like, I'm pretty sure that you also recorded yourself. And
so check your room for the DVDs.
Yeah, so he starts checking his room. He starts like, seeing his form, like not even like on the pool, but also like outside of the pool in his room, how he was tossing the ball, and even on his passes. Bed.
Oh yes,
some of that. I don't know. I'm a little sus on some of those.
Oh, okay,
like those, like swimming in your bed is like
sure. But he did it, and he worked really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, and even his parents are like, oh, okay, he's getting back at it again. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Oh yes.
And things are good. I think they also do the camp.
Oh yes, yeah.
Again, I think like if we go through a bucket list of
Oh yes, for sports anime, they hit the check boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
I wouldn't say there was a beach episode, but it was water polo. They were always under beach episode suit.
Right.
But anyways, like they had the camp
so funny.
on this car. Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, he starts looking at the videos. He starts looking at the forums, and they start implementing that on their trainings. Then there is one video that, like, while he was browsing, he sees something that shocks him.
Right, because it's the one where he's yelling out at some of the teammates, and he's like, "Hey, like, what was that? Like, how could you not even like?" I don't even remember what it was about, but he was really mad. He turns around and he's like, "Hey, stop recording. You're only supposed to record the games and stuff." So he was really shocked about this because it's way different from how we've seen him act all the way up until this time.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen him act as... Yeah, I would say, like a middle schooler, or like even an elementary school kid that...
Sure, yeah. Pretty high energy, nice to his teammates. Exactly.
That at that point when puberty has not kicked yet.
Oh, yes.
High school kids are really moody and stuff. So yeah, he's really outgoing and stuff, like power of friendship, believe in your team. Teamwork. And then he sees how he's just like kicking his teammates while they're down, and he's like,
this is another me, and he gets concerned about it too. Is the thing. During the training camp, when they were like talking with each other, and basically they were doing a confessions night where they're like, "Hey, such and such thing. All my parents are like divorced."
Yeah, sure. Is like, I do, and everyone is like,
right. And
my parents are divorced,
and it takes down the mood. But he's like, "Oh, it's no trouble to me." So like he's used to it. But Minato, he says, like, I'm scared of the other me. What if once I regain my memories, I forget my time with you guys?
Right? And like,
You know,
flag,
I was like,
flag. And like,
freak, that's
you
gonna
just set
happen.
up the flag.
You just set it up. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's gonna happen. And you know what I thought about? I thought about the sister in Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. And oh man, we all remember how that went.
Yeah.
You know how
you know,
had
for me, it
amnesia
made me
and
remember
forgot.
Golden Time.
Golden Time? Oh,
Have you ever watched Golden Time?
I think I tried. My brother saw it.
So
Yeah.
the main character, Banri, he also loses 1 year of memory. And so he lost his memory after high school graduation. Then he waited a year, you know, for rehab and stuff, and he joined the next year. And he meets the girl that I don't want to do spoilers because maybe eventually we can do that anime.
Well, we can do that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, he loses his memory as well, and at some point of the anime, he recovers his memory, and also forgets the new memories. But then also at some point, he has a conversation. You know, both Bandries, like the most recent one, the one with Amnesia, and the one before the Amnesia, have like a conversation, and they're like, choose, like, what do you want to have? Because like there's a point where he's like, you can you know have both your memories, but you have to choose which persona you wanna be.
Ooh, that sucks.
And
that was in his head.
Yeah, kind of like in his head, because some stuff happened that you know made him relieve the before amnesia stuff, and then he was the before amnesia guy, like if everything was normal, but he forgot the new memories, and then at some point he was also like, oh, I remember both things now. I still remember both things, but then the boundary of the past talk with the new memories boundary, and he's like, hey, pick up which girl you want to pick, the one before you got amnesia, or the new girl that you know appeared on the anime later on the story. And he's like, oh crap, and you know he makes his decision. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I felt it like that, and now now that you mentioned it, also
too.
Rascal, like with the little sister, how she changed completely.
She changed, and it was totally different personality. She was like bubbly,
dude.
But she changed.
Yeah, in Rascal, like, dude, that hurt me as well.
And, it hurt hard because she relied on her brother, and man, it's hard to remember that because it's just so devastating.
And you know, even that continued on the movie that we watched.
Yes. Oh yes.
Later.
Going to the zoo. Oh my god.
We should also cover the movies as well because we only cover the anime, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah,
for a remake,
coming back with Minato, he's like, I'm afraid that I'm gonna be a jerk, and I don't want to be a jerk.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
I remember you guys.
It's like, that's stupid. That's not gonna happen. And it's like,
red flag.
But they're like, oh, don't worry, we're gonna be there for you. And you know, they take a group picture and everything's fine. Yeah. And some stuff happens right at home that that he kind of like slightly starts to pin things on her mom. On like, hey, I'm not that good.
His mom. Oh.
Like, I'm not that good because I had the accident, and the mom is like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh no, you know what? I'm sorry, I didn't think about it. And he starts watching more videos on how he's a jerk. And then he talks with the girl. What was her name again? Chinu, yeah. He talks with Chinu.
Yep.
And she tells her like, do you remember this guy? No. Oh, well, that guy, he was a third year when you became a first year, and you became the ace of the team, and then you pretty much kicked him while he was down, and he stopped doing water polo, and he was miserable, and then it hits him like, oh, crap, yeah, I was a jerk, and
Yeah.
you know,
And he kinda
even the
remembers
mood
that.
was set right because it just starts
Mhm.
raining, and he's like,
Oh yes.
"Oh no, I remember everything." And then she was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you know what? That bet of me going out with you, that was a lie. I'm like, I was taking advantage of you having
Yeah.
amnesia. We never made that bet, but I told you that I hated you because you did that to my friend,
Yeah.
um, and now I made you play water polo to like in your face." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Okay, yeah, she's also not a very good person
She's
either."
not. She's not. Which surprised me. She had some selfish reasons too. It was like her revenge or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Cause like she couldn't take it that he made this other guy quit while he was gonna quit too. She would have hated that more.
yeah, because she was like,
she
"Oh, you
hates
were the
his
best, but
guts.
now because you had amnesia, now you're gonna quit." And it was like, that seems like a pretty valid reason.
It seems valid to me. Yeah, can't remember. Well, there's nothing you could do.
They're like, "Oh, it's your sin." And it's like, I mean, yes, but
Yes.
the dude doesn't remember.
Yes.
Like,
And you're gonna hold it
is
against
it still
him?
his sin? Yes, it is. But you know, there's some moral implications.
Yeah.
Of like, can someone still be blamed of something that he did even if he doesn't remember? Well, I'm not a lawyer, but you know, maybe if you kill someone, I guess yes. If you just made someone stop playing a sport, I wouldn't see the reason of why I held him accountable. But you know, anime.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's hit with guilt, and suddenly his memories return, and he remembers everything.
Yeah.
And he remembers pretty much what happens here. I want to believe is that, you know, he remembers his days of glory, of how he was the best and what he did to become the best. But now that he puts it in comparison with, you know, team effort and friendship and all that stuff, how he's enjoying water polo more instead of seeing it as a chore of like, I am the best, and in order for me to be the best, I have to
double time, like doubly hard as anybody else.
Yeah. And in comparison, he in high school was like, oh yeah, we're playing, we're having fun, we're friends, yay. So honestly, I thought this was kind of stupid. Because you know, he's just in his bicycle, pedaling, and he's like, oh, it was my fault. It was my fault. It was my fault. He sleeps and he
bonks his head,
and he's like, I remember everything, and just like hits his head, takes to the hospital.
And they're like,
what the heck is this? And you know, it's the old Minato, and he doesn't remember any of the. How many were like 6 months or so? It was a couple
6 months to a year, maybe.
No, well, now he doesn't have his new memories.
He doesn't have those memories. Yes, yeah.
And it's like,
and it happened. It freaking happened. Exactly what he was afraid of. And his family gets someone to the hospital, and he's like, what did you guys do to me? It's all your fault. Like, I'm this way because of you. And it's just terrible. And I was really surprised. Because he's a jerk.
Oh yeah.
He's a jerk. And
it doesn't take long for you as a viewer to like, I hate this guy.
Yeah, I know, right? And everything kickstarts from there because he doesn't remember what he was doing at this point of his life. Because he goes back to his old coach and he's like, hey, you gotta let me on the team again. He does bow, but it's him begging, and the coach is like, you know what? No. Like, I moved on.
He's like, you're not even the shadow of what you used to be. And now
like, you probably remember what you were like, but like, come see the team for yourself. And
he's like, you know what? We increased the trainings. You're not gonna be able to keep up.
Strength training is beyond you. Even your old position, even that's filled by the guy, what's Momo or something?
I think it was Momo.
Yeah, Momosaki. And so he's like,
that's Shugo's brother.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's like, there's no position for you. Like even if there was, like, you can't catch up anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. and I don't know, like he's not really devastated. Minato's more like frustrated.
He's frustrated.
He's really frustrated. He's like, he's a jerk and he's mean, but now he's told no, and now he's like, what is he gonna do? He can't play again. He can't play water polo anymore. And
yeah, because he's like, oh well, now. Thanks a lot, Mom. Like, I'm not gonna play water polo again.
At the dinner table,
he's like guilt tripping his mom, and I was like, oh,
it's your fault.
Boy, like I would have grabbed the freaking chancla, and he's like, what the freak did you just say?
What the heck? Yeah, seriously, yeah.
Yeah, like, he's guilt tripping his mom. He's guilt tripping his dad. He's guilt tripping even his little sister. That little sister already has a trauma.
Right, his little sister doesn't deserve it. Of all the people, she doesn't deserve it. I feel bad for her, dude. And she's trying to work hard at her recital for the
band. Yeah, for the band.
And she just keeps getting like distracted by him practicing, and well, hold on, not quite yet. That's like a little
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Minato.
Yeah,
he's a terrible guy. And his teammates.
Yeah, and his teammates. He's like, hey, Minato, like, we're glad you're okay, dude. He's like, who the heck are you people? We're the water polo team.
We're your teammates.
You look. That you're bad, you're super bad, you're even worse. There's no way that I would, like
play with you.
Like I'm way above you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they have even a practice match. And he's like, okay, I got it. And he sucks at it.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not perfect anymore.
He can't jump anymore. He can't he can't do like any of the stuff anymore that he used to do. But yeah, oh man, karma
right.
Terrible.
Still, it's like, okay, yeah.
So yeah,
it seems that our boy needs to learn humility again.
He needs to learn humility again. And I lost respect for Minato.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Like I was really taken aback because the whole thing about it is teammate and teamwork and getting together and working hard, but his thing was working hard and being the ace and shining above everyone else, and that's how he thought that he would win and just be at water polo for that.
Yeah, and he gets a reality check, and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna train you.
Yeah.
And that stuff was fine because he's like, I'm gonna train you. I'm gonna give you all the stuff that I used to do, and I'm even gonna do double than that. And and the thing is that before all of this happened, which I just remembered now because that's how we roll here.
That's right.
New Minato recorded himself.
Oh yes,
because for some reason he was a bit paranoid about old Minato coming back.
Yeah.
So he just records himself and is like, "Hey, this is your new team. You might be surprised because now you suck at it. That's fine. Let me introduce you to the team. This is guy. Like he's really hard worker. Like this guy swims really good. This guy is very persistent. He's not that fit or whatever." And he started describing all of his teammates. Yeah. He's like, yeah, work together, and if you work as a team, you can make it. Like remember, you're not you from 3 years ago, and yeah, you're no longer in Kansas, pretty much. And he's like, yeah, whatever, and ignores it, and then comes back and is like, okay, yeah, and it starts a training arc before the prefectural starts.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them start training. He's even like working harder again than anyone else.
Everyone jumping.
And the school is right next to the ACE school, and even where the this lady Chinu is.
Chinu, yeah. I thought that was odd. She could see them practicing, yeah, from like the window. Yeah.
The prefecturals arrive after their second training arc ends, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're ready, and they were gonna play against a team that they couldn't play because they play instead with the little kids. But they were like, hey, we're gonna beat you.
Yeah.
And Minato, and they were talking crap, and Minato is like,
yeah.
Aren't you the guy that I?
Oh yeah.
Didn't I make you cry?
I made you
like
cry back
last time we played, and he was like, so you recover your memories.
And he's like, oh, I'm gonna get you back. Don't worry. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. So still, like, we can see that even this old Minato, he cares about some stuff. He's not entirely a jerk. But
because he still cares about water polo. Yeah. Right. He just thought yeah, exactly.
He's not a team player.
Yeah.
But yeah, on this
and interesting with this first game that they are up against this team, and the team decides to just completely shut down Minato with 6 defenders.
Right,
and
like
I
a bit
thought
overkill.
That was crazy.
But...
Yeah, that's a bit overkill. And I thought that was crazy because that's almost all the team. That is the whole team.
That's the whole team because you just have one on the keeper side.
Yeah, that was the whole team. And so, granted, Minato was closer to the goal, to the net. So yeah, they just cover him, and it just completely shuts down the whole plan that they had.
Yeah, because his plan was like, it was still his old plan of like, pass it to me and I'll make the goals, and then I'll take you to the nationals, and then the rest of his team was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, during this time that he's been shut down, he remembers new Minato's video, and is like, hey, these are the strengths. Yeah, rely on them. He kind of like tells him like, have fun with water polo. He's like, yeah, it's it's a competition and stuff, but you don't have to be a jerk about it. And so he decides to pass. Finally pass, and they don't actually they don't make a goal, but still like the opposing team was like, did he just pass the ball? I think he did. Oh my God, who's this guy? But yeah, like he starts changing the strategy, and he starts passing the ball.
Yeah.
Like the team dynamic changes.
Yes.
Because now they cannot shut down Minato only because he's now passing the ball, and the rest of the team is well positioned so that they can do their thing. And I think they were losing by a couple, by a lot of points, right?
5?
Like, yeah. I don't remember. It's been a while. I watched it when I was in Japan.
Oh, okay. Very cool, though. Very cool.
But
keeping busy. I see.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they
were losing. They were losing, and they slowly recovered, and they win.
Yes.
And they're like, wow.
Yeah. Mind blowing.
And during this time they were alone. I mean, spectator wise, his family was not there because Minato's sister also had like a presentation for the band. Also, Joe's dad.
Well, he had
we didn't dive a lot into that. But...
True. Yeah, we didn't. But yeah, Joe. He was keeping it secret that he was playing water polo, because they were a little estranged from his dad. But he leaves a note telling him, "Yeah, I'm playing water polo on such and such day. Like, you can come see it."
Yeah, because there was this stuff. I think that his mom passed away, and they were pretty. But the relationship was pretty solid. But at some point, he started working more and not eating together, so they drifted apart.
Yeah.
To the point where they just stopped talking to each other.
I thought
But
that
yeah,
was really sad.
but and you know it was I just thought that was funny because he drifted apart from his dad, but he pretty much just uh, created again the water polo team because of his dad.
Oh yes, yes.
Because it was still like his last kind of like connection with his dad.
Yeah.
Water polo, but he was still not telling his dad he was doing water polo.
Right.
Until
So silly,
the day of the prefecturals, like, hey, I have a game in here if you want. Because you're like, hey, what are you doing on Saturday? Working. Oh, cool. Like, what is it? Like, is there anything? No, it's fine, nothing important.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my god. Like,
just tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
that is like,
funny.
oh, I'm sorry, I can't go to work.
Yeah. And he runs. Yeah, I thought that was great.
Yeah, and the same with the little sister. Like after the presentation of the band ended, they're like, yeah, let's go to Minato's game.
Yeah.
It's like he said that to do whatever we wanted when we asked him if we could go.
Suit yourself. Yep.
But yeah, Minato has realized the strong points of his team.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you know, after they finish the game, they're like, okay, yeah, let's have some chocolate from Yutaka. Yeah, from Baba Yaro.
Yep, and take a nap.
Yeah, let's take a nap, and everyone is like
2-hour gap, which I thought was crazy. Such a long time between. Well, anyway, they needed it.
Yeah, like a power nap and all of that, because you know, for some reason they're going against the Ace team, which I think it makes sense because you know, since it's prefectural, they want to decide who's the best of that area. So yeah, it makes sense that after just a couple games they decide which one is the one that should go to the next bracket of the nationals. And yeah, they're getting ready for the last boss.
Yeah.
And even the Chinu, she decides to referee the game or just like
keep an eye.
Yeah, keep an eye, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And things seem okay-ish.
Yeah.
Because the captain, Riku, Momo.
Oh yes.
Because Momo he has an injury.
Yeah.
So
he's
they're not at full power. And
full power.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's injured and even Minato is like, he's not there. Yeah, we can get them and you know, it starts pretty good. The game goes okay.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, yeah, I think we can do it, and you know, team dynamics, they're going pretty okay, back and forth. And people is like going crazy because they're like,
because they reached the halfway, and no one scored yet.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, even Chino is like, oh, did this guy actually change his ways? And now he's a team player, and like, and you know, like this girl also was kind of silly because she even talked with the dude that left water polo, and he was okay.
Yeah, he was.
The other was like, hey, I have a girlfriend. I have like table tennis. I'm okay. Yeah. Like I don't know what.
Why table tennis? Yeah.
Yeah, that was also great. But he's like, I don't know why you have a grudge against that guy. I should have a grudge against that guy, not you. He's like, but I have a girlfriend. I have table tennis. My life's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but he made you quit water polo. Like, well, I sucked at water polo. Okay, like.
Yeah.
He was actually a pretty chill dude. And this girl was also like, you know what I believe is that she was just like a female version of Minato. She was also pretty hard on things. On I'm gonna do this because if I don't do it, someone else is not gonna do it the way he's supposed to. And so she kind of saw herself on Minato.
Yeah. Okay. I totally agree.
Being a jerk, so she was also slightly being a jerk. Because there's no other way around. What she did, she was being a jerk.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So when she saw new Minato being like a kid and energetic and all that stuff, she was like, how dare you change your ways? And then when she
How
saw,
dare you get that?
yeah, and then when she saw Minato, she's like, huh, I knew it.
Yeah.
You're never gonna change. And then
Yeah.
she saw Minato become a team player. She's like, huh.
Oh wow.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the first half ends, and
Yep.
and there's still no one above.
Yeah.
In points, and then Momo is like, please, coach, let me play. I want to play against Minato. And the coach is like, no, you're injured, and I cannot let you. Like, but I can play, and if you see that I'm struggling, get me out of the game. Just like the second half. Okay, you go in, and
right.
Oh this is the actual boss fight, and Minato sees him because it's old Minato.
Yeah.
It's not new Minato that didn't have a history with him. It's old Minato that had the rivalry. And they even had a discussion of Momo and Minato saying like, yeah, you know what? For the longest time, I was compared with you, but not anymore. I'm gonna, you're my mountain to surpass, and I'm gonna surpass you. And Momo is like, well, you're my new mountain because I suck now. So let's see who wins.
Yep. And
suddenly the teams become way stronger.
Yep.
Because Momo is like, hey, I saw you being pretty sloppy. Like, you're better than that. Yeah, but it's Minato. He's like, yeah, we're not gonna give in handicaps to that guy. We're gonna play like the best, and they're still playing like the best. They start overwhelming them. Yeah. And Minato is like, oh crap! It was like, what the heck? Like, this guy is a freaking wall now.
Yeah. Can't get past him. And he riles up the team to try to play better. And then when he does that, all the other team think like, oh, he's back. Like he's gonna like break through our defenses. Like we gotta like get on him and stuff.
Yeah.
And put more pressure on him. But when they do that, when he gets the ball, he turns around and he does this weird like shoulder feint. I don't even know what they're talking about. They're like,
you're saying like, cool.
He has like huge range of movement, better than everybody else. That's why he's so good. But he just like feints and is like, I guess I see it. But he doesn't.
He passes the ball.
But he feints and he
and everyone is like, what the heck? He's like,
he passes
like this is unprecedented.
They lose their minds. Yeah. And then Uchi, he gets the ball.
Yeah.
And then he scores.
Yeah, and everyone's listening to their crap, and it's like,
oh yeah, I thought that was great.
His Minato's parents were there. Yo's dad was there, and they were like, like losing their mind.
Yeah.
Like, while Momo's team has already like put a lot of points.
It's the end of the game. It's like already over. Yeah.
So they lose. They lose, but they see the change in Minato, how he kind of like accepted, this new team and stuff.
Yeah.
Even Chinu was like, oh, okay, yeah, he changed. Maybe I can also change.
Yeah.
Because they were asking also too much of her, and she was like, yeah, you know what? No, I'm going to be selfish. It was like, you were already selfish. It's like, you're just saying no to responsibilities, which is totally fine.
Totally fine. She'll be a great adult.
Right. But yeah, that was the anime. Like, that was it.
Yeah, that's
that final game, they lost, and then, like, classic anime stuff of, like, we're going to come back stronger than ever, and power of friendship, power of team, which... We're
going to keep going.
Which, bucket list is like, check mark. Perfect. You have everything that a sports anime should have, and it's fine. My issue with it is that, a lot of sports anime are like, at the end of before the prefectural, because they lose, or they actually make it to nationals or whatever, and then it's like, that's the end. Please go see the source material, because that's where it continues. Because that's mainly what a lot of animes with light novels or mangas are for. It's like, yeah,
Oh yes.
did you
To
like
bring
this?
you in, go to the source
Like,
material.
yeah, evolve on your weakness and go to the source material.
But yeah, we can't get this.
We can't get
for
this.
remake. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I definitely feel like that because there were just times where the pacing was different than what it would have felt like if there was a source material. Say if there was a manga, it would have had like different pacing, I think, versus the anime, which is interesting. You say that, and yeah, I definitely feel it for sure, for sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Oh, and also one other thing is that he doesn't get his memories from like being
yeah,
with the team.
yeah,
It wasn't addressed. That also
yeah,
it
yeah.
hurts
We
me
don't
that
we
they
don't know
didn't
about that.
do that. Which is, I mean, he doesn't have to. There's
Yeah, it
nothing
was
saying
not that
like,
long time, but
but it would have been nice.
yeah,
But they didn't.
yeah, it would have been nice.
Since he got his memories from the other year's gap, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was interesting that they didn't. But yeah, it ended okay. They're still a team. They'll keep playing, I think. So yeah, it was
Hopefully,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Is like they just decided to continue. The team is like, yeah, we didn't make it to nationals, but we definitely have a stronger bond now.
Yeah.
But Minato's still a jerk because it's
right.
It's not the cute friendly Minato. It's the hardworking jerk Minato.
Yeah, I felt bad for that. I don't know what to think of it. I really don't know what to think of it.
Yeah, even at the end of the anime, I still didn't like Minato at the end.
Okay.
It was like, okay, yeah, you passed the ball. Big deal.
Right.
I was like, no, you're still a jerk.
Right.
It's like you just couldn't win your normal way. So you had to opt for the next option, which was rely on your
weak teammates.
On your weak teammates, even if the world turned upside down, because that was your only option left. It was not because it was not because like, I gotta rely on my teammates. It was
right.
Like,
he was pressured to do that. He had to do that. Interesting.
What I would have liked to see if there was a second season is him actually having that change of like, my team is good because I'm not at the point where I was reason. And so kind of like accepting, not being pressured into relying on his teammates, because I think that's a key point of like there's a difference between relying on your teammates and I don't have any other option other than relying on my teammates. You know, like same end result but different circumstances.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there would have been a second season, I would have liked to address that, because both personalities were complete opposites. And I would like to have that addressed a little more. Even it was a shorter time that new Minato was there. I like that Minato better. That oblivious with shonen energy Minato than the emo Minato.
Yeah. If only.
Right, but
if only.
Yeah, it was gonna, but again, it felt kind of slow and kind of like it missed something.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Like kind of like it ended kind of abruptly.
Yes, it definitely did. Yeah, I wish they would have addressed a few different things, did things a different way. It was interesting. He better treat his sister right after all this. He better be nice to her from now on. Slap him up the head.
I'm gonna make you lose your memories again for keeping that down.
Yeah.
But after you mention it with Bunny Girl Senpai, with the little sister and Golden Time, I'm trying to remember of any other animes where there's erased memories. I guess you could say erased, but that's slightly different.
That's slightly. Yeah. Just a little bit different with like the powers and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
anyways,
overall, it was still entertaining. It was still interesting anime. The water polo was cool. Good on animation. I would still probably give it a 6, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, plot wise, like animation,
Probably a little
animation would be like an 8 or 9. The animation
Oh,
was
sure.
really clean.
Yeah, not bad. It was definitely not bad. For
Yep.
Sure.
Plot wise, yeah, like a 6 stuff,
Mhm.
which, you know, it got all the boxes
Yeah.
check marked with what a sports anime normally has.
Definitely. So you won't be disappointed
Yeah,
if you watch it.
yeah, definitely. You won't be disappointed. Some of the stuff that you watch, you will be expecting them.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's not like it's one out of this world. But definitely, the thing of being a water polo anime, it's the
Yeah,
thing that sets
it
it apart.
stands out.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Mhm.
yeah,
So
You-
it's pretty unique shots.
it is a
with
pretty
that.
unique one.
Yeah.
The cap was really
Oh yes.
funny.
Yeah, the caps. Yep. Yeah, because they're very specialized caps with protecting the ear.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, this was everything for this
Yep.
week. We'll see
Thanks for
you,
joining us.
next time.
Yeah. Tune in next time.
Keep watching anime. We'll see you next week, hopefully. Oh no, next week, audiobook,
Yes.
and then the week after that,
Yeah.
another podcast.
Nice.
Right.
Matane.
Nothing.